done that in 7 years now.
But we do indeed have the most prestigious table in the room, and it is maybe occupied by one of the most prestigious players in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Joshua Schmidt not only has been a world champion before, and we see some Kashtira cards out of Joshua Schmidt here. Okay, that's unexpected, honestly.
It's not the runic stuff, at least.
Yeah, I mean, there could always be, but I don't think there is. Okay, we go with a unicorn. Very, very interesting. And I mean, you can already see it by the deck title. This is some Fiendsmith Kashtira variant, which wasn't very popular in the latest weeks, but all of a sudden it sparked some interest, and it has actually filled with a lot of hand interaction like this Ghost Ogre, and we have to normal summon that one. That's crazy.
And this is not going to be a Bologna de Fleur, I can tell you that much, but we're going to the Moon of the Closed Heaven, and we're closely following it up with a Fiendsmith Requiem. We're finally going to see the Fiendsmith.
Yeah, the Fiendsmith is in town, and Kashtira Birth, of course, we searched that. And honestly,
I like that.
We were looking at the deck list, and there's so many cards being very impactful going second. So we were wondering whether this deck would actually just be a blind second deck, a deck that is just better at going second and wants to do that all the time. But did you catch who won the die roll here? Was it Josh?
No, it was Matt, actually.
Oh, it was Mats. So maybe Mats knows about all of this and just decided to send Josh first. That would be crazy. I mean, someone like Joshua, of course, people are going to pay attention to that, and we see that Mats paid attention to the combo here closely and decides to imperm the Lacrima.
I really like the fact that Josh brought a unicorn back before activating Requiem in order to play around us.
However, it was the infinite impermanence, so that doesn't help him one bit there.
I mean, it's always infinite impermanence when you have a unicorn.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Now the Requiem being equipped to the Lacrima. That's an odd fusion summon, but it's a contact fusion summon also with monsters being equipped into Necro-equipped Princess, which comes out here. And I like how much just stayed completely calm with that impermanence there, right? Because
did he pass?
Oh, we're passing Joshua Schmidt. This is the field he's presenting to us here on his mission of a title defense. I don't know whether that's very convincing. And on the other hand, Mats is bringing a deck that I enjoy a lot recently, that I think has a really good shot at winning this tournament potentially even, but let's see how good he can do here.
At least we can tell that Josh has at least one hand wrap, since he managed to get Princess and just pass like that in order to draw a card when he activates a hand wrap.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good catch.
Yep, absolutely. But there's another impermanence from Matt. And which one do you imperm here? Maybe you're actually going after the Princess because you want to deny the extra draw. Possibly it could also be the Unicorn because your extra deck is so valuable. Normal summon Mementolian Anguish. That's one of the starter cards you need, one of the starter cards you want. And the crazy thing about Memento is it actually is capable of dodging the classic interactions like Effect Veiler and all those kind of cards with quick spells. Like, for example, of course, the Bone Party, but also recent addition in Rota is Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. You might be thinking, hey, that's a Goblin Biker card. But of course, the Mementos also do have a Goblin, so you can just chain that, special summon out a Goblin from the deck, and dodge potential cards like that Effect Veiler that I was just mentioning.
And he added Tatsunochigo, if I call it right.
Yeah, Tatsunochigo indeed.
One of the best Memento cards in my opinion.
Yes, it very much is. So we brought back the Lacrima there. Was that fruits?
And we're milling the trap card, and we have looked that one up before, definitely.
Fiendsmith in Paradise. Is that going to bring Joshua into Paradise? Look, Mats is taking a peek, so we might as well read that card as well, because it's not very popular, but now in the deck of Joshua Schmidt. And when I read it first, I was like, that's a good first sentence that you got there. Just target one of our level 7 monsters, which are easy to get, and we have one right now, to then just send all of the other cards to the deck.
But it's in the graveyard.
Now the graveyard effect coming to place. Tell us about that.
Yep, the graveyard effect states that you can banish this card and send one Fiendsmith monster from your deck or extra deck to the GUI.
And we sent Desiree there.
In order to, when Desiree is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle back one Fiend Light monster from the graveyard and send a card from the field to the graveyard.
We sent the Tatsunochigo. So Joshua agrees with you, Mike, that Tatsunochigo probably is one of the scariest cards out of the Memento deck, out of the Memento archetype, and we immediately got rid of that. And the important part about Desiree is it's not destroying the card, because that might be enabling things for the Memento strategy, because in general, as a concept for the Memento deck, they're trying to destroy their monsters, and then the fusion, and it is a fusion deck, mainly, that is going to be able then to just simply fuse from the graveyard if something was destroyed, but we don't do any about that. Joshua's turn it is. Both turns very little, but I mean, Joshua might be the one profiting here.
Honestly, we were looking at the Fiendsmith in Paradise going, wow, this is a complete field wipe. However, this is just an interruption in your opponent's turn where you have basically had nothing before. This is such a niche and nice interaction there as well. And now we start the whole thing from scratch. Requiem is being summoned here, and now we're going to summon another Fiendsmith monster, another Lacrima from the main deck. Joshua is just chilling.
He is indeed.
And I think now that he has Engrave, he's feeling very secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like, looking at the list, we were both wondering, Leo, why there's triple Lacrima of the Crimson Tears in there, right? Because that's usually not run as a free of. But now with that interaction on the opponent's turn, it actually turns out to be pretty impactful. So yeah, I do see it as well now. The Requiem now in the graveyard. This might be the new thing here for this YCS. The new discovery, this somewhat pure-ish Fiendsmith deck with a couple of Kashtira cards. I mean, we're running, of course, a Field Spell, the Unicorn, as you can see. There also is going to always be a Fenrir, and then that's a lot of attack points there on the field. Joshua Schmidt doing the math, trying to figure this out, but with the Field Spell push, this might already be big enough, right?
Oh, true, the Field Spell is big here. Wait, this is...
You're getting 3 different attributes, and we're looking into the extra deck. I mean, you may as well take a peek, right, as long as Mats is not conceding here.
Wait, this should be enough with the rates off.
I think so, yeah. I do agree.
This is 2-8, 2-3, which is 5-1 already, and then we have 1-5 and 2-1.
I mean, you're the math doctor here.
8-9. I think that's Tom, actually.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, attacking. Okay, it still goes through. And Mats is picking up his card that was just... Then going first here, okay. Oh, I see. I think he drew Gaddick again. I think we drew Gaddick in both games. And that is really, Memento and Gaddick, the one monster you do not want to draw. And there he has to normal summon it out. And he tributes it for the Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. That's really not the start you want to have. Does Joshua have a way to stop that? At least no way to answer it. Okay.
But Basti, you are the absolute Memento expert here. What can you do from this 2-card combo?
It's already a bit weird that the Gaddick is now in the graveyard, because Gaddick only gets his very important effect within the combo when it's sent to the graveyard, you know? And oh, Mourner on the Goblin now right away. Can we do anything about that? And no, I think we did have like somewhat of a combo, but with that Mourner on top of things, nothing going to happen. Joshua drawing to 5 cards and starting his turn here into a very small field of Mats there.
But don't call Mats out. Don't count him out, because there is one of the best spell cards set on his side of the field. It is the Super Polymerization that can find some light fiends in the process. However, it is a tough ask here, because Joshua can actually just go for a Requiem Engraver play and have one monster on the field and try to send the Super Polymerization away.
So, does Engraver work on spell trap cards?
Oh wait, I didn't actually consider that.
No, you can target a monster with the Engraver, yeah, but still, I think it's pretty impactful. I mean, the Goblin also is a Fiend, but it's a Dark Fiend, so that would be problematic. And then also, oh yeah, we're reading the Engraver. I think yet it is a Fiend, but like that doesn't really work. We just go into Necroku Princess. Oh, hold on though, is Necroku Princess possibly a Dark monster? Yeah, it is a Dark monster. So this is the moment where we technically have 2 Dark Fiend monsters on the field, which would be, of course, a possible Super Polymerization scenario. Mats just has to, he has to decide whether it's worth for him to use his own monster here in this Super Polymerization process, though.
There's no way, right?
Probably not, but is Josh really going to give him another chance? Look, we get that extra draw off of the Necro Equip now, too. Ay.
I can imagine that you're just waiting for 2 Light Fiends to hit the field.
Is that ever going to happen, though? I don't know, man.
I mean, with the sequence?
I mean, when Sequence and Desiree are on the field,
yeah,
possibly it's a very good spot to use Super Poly.
True, the Light Fiends might eventually come there. Lurry is being searched off of Tract. Of course, activates the fact now. First Light Fiend acquired.
And he does it correctly. He puts the Lurry to the graveyard and then summons it back. Doesn't just slam it onto the field, as many players do.
And also don't forget that Mats also has an Ash Blossom in his hand.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. That might be huge. Interesting to see that he decided not to Ash for Tract. I think Mats is probably, his situation right now is probably best to be described as waiting for the best time to super polymerization and then maybe have the Ash Blossom to go after what's left afterwards. So we gotta see. Mats really trying to think this through, because if he uses the Ash Blossom and the super polymerization discarding a card, there's nothing left in a sense. So this super polymerization better puts in the work.
He really needs the monster that he's summoning from Super Polymerization to stick around for the next turn as well, so he can have some kind of plays, unless he draws into something like an Anguish that could help him out of the sticky situation. But now there is the sequence on the field. We're actually fusion summoning, and I think that we're going to see the Desiree sequence field here. So that is maybe a point for Mats.
Yeah, interestingly enough, that is also the only fusion target in the entire extra deck of Josh. It is just the Fiendsmith Desiree that he has. It's the only option he can fusion out there. And we have that here, and Mats is at the moment. Oh, Josh quickly enough just links them off here. So we are playing around super polymerization here, possibly. Oh, and that is the new Fiendsmith Link monster, though. Not another fusion, but another Fiendsmith Link monster, the Agnum Day, just released in Rota. That can bring back another monster, though. So eventually, it's still going to be 2 Light Fiends, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. He has an amazing effect to special summon back Desiree and then equip itself to Desiree.
Oh, but wait. What are we doing here? Is there another effect? Because we targeted the set card there.
I mean, Desiree was sent to the graveyard.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that is big. That is really,
massive.
Really big. Polymerization is really
Oh, and Mats is going through his X-ray, trying to figure out whether there's any way to use the super polymerization here, and there is not. It's going to the graveyard unactivated.
Should have just done it on the sequence Desiree field.
Indeed. So Josh now cruising. For Link 3, the Agnum Day is pretty small, to be fair. It's only 1800 attack points, but I'm sure Josh is going to get a couple more big monsters out of there. There is now the Engraver activating, coming back to the field by putting back the Lacrima.
If you're looking closely at the artwork of the Agnum Day, that's Engraver commanding the Agnum Day as well, so that kind of fits the theme here.
Absolutely. Josh commanding this game here at the moment.
Yep, sending away the Goblin as well. Now Josh just needs to decide whether he can win this game in 1 turn. No, he can't. Goes for a little bit of chip damage, so Mats gets to see another turn, is going to have another draw phase to try and win this
I really love
game.
the fact that Agnum Day used his effect on battle phase in order to have more damage on the field.
Oh, wow.
Wait, it actually is game already. How about that? Desiree
That is a quick
attacking,
effect.
and now we have it in the battle phase. We do have Josh